Hello and good afternoon from Kids to College. Today we will be learning how to make homemade butter by using just a few simple ingredients. The first being heavy whipping cream, and for those of you who are getting your science kits, you will receive this exact carton, so you'll be able to make this several times. You'll need some sort of jar. This is a baby food jar. If you are enrolled in Kids to College, then in your first round of supplies, you received a mason jar. So you could use that. But I will advise you to keep in mind the larger the jar, the more shaking and the more time it's going to take to make the butter. And then you're going to need at least one clean marble. I put three in mine just to speed the process along. And then you're also going to want salt for when it's finished so that we can salt our butter. So I had already begun shaking mine because it can take some time. So a baby food jar will take about 10 minutes roughly as you're shaking for it to become butter, whereas a mason jar could take up to a half hour. Another thing that you could do is roll this back and forth on the floor with a partner. So right now I already have my marbles in, I have my lid closed, and I have been shaking for about 5 minutes prior to this. And so I just want to show you that the butter has solidified. Now, there's a little bit of buttermilk on top that before we put this away, we will want to drain off. But I just want to explain the science behind this to you. So heavy cream has a good deal of fat in it, and that's why it's made in so many delicious items like cakes and cookies. So by shaking the cream, the fat molecules begin to separate from the liquid. And the more that the cream is shaken, the more these fat molecules will start to clump together, forming the solid, which is the butter. And so you will get a little bit of the buttermilk on top that you will want to drain off before you put in a storage container to keep in your fridge. So you'll also want to be sure to remove your marbles. So you can do this using a spoon or clean hands. I had just washed mine. But I just want you, if you can see, so we went from having a liquid, a complete liquid, just like milk, okay? And now we have butter. If you would like to add salt to it, then you just sprinkle a little salt in. Not too much, it all depends on how salty you like your butter. And you'll plop your marbles back in and you'll just give it another good shake for a minute just to mix that salt around. Be sure to pour off that buttermilk off the top because it will make your butter more soft. I had already gotten most of mine off. So there's all three of my marbles that I will pull out. And at the bottom, we have nice creamy butter. Simple, easy, and it will last in the fridge in a storage container for as long as butter that you would get in the store. So if you have any questions, leave comments on the video, and we will see you next week for more fun and exciting activities. Have a great weekend.